Full screen your stream feed because it is map rando time. They're off in the race room. We have 23 entrants today. So that's exciting. We're back into ranked seasons. This is the start of season 3. Last Saturday, since Saturday and Wednesdays are when we have our Map Rando Community Weekly races here on SpeedGaming. Last Saturday was the first race of season 3. By that I mean a big point reset on the leaderboard. So now everyone's fighting for more points to get to the top. Be ranked the best. Welcome everyone. I am Aussie101. Going to be talking you through this Map Rando weekly race between Nitro and Oats and Goats. Going to be the toppest tier of content here for everyone. And then at the end of it all, we're going to be saving the animals. That's one of the new changes in Season 3. Not everyone was on board with saving the animals every time. It does add, let's just say, up to 10 minutes per race. Space jump. I get to track something immediately. How about that? So saving the animals is actually optional. Otherwise, the things are the same as Season 2. Yeah, saving the animals is optional. We might... the next 2 weekly races, we're going to be turning it off. So those will be even more similar to Season 2. Morph ball. Morph bombs. Flying through the seed. This is what happens when you have ship start. This is kind of the problem with ship start. Are they synced? They're synced. I guess the difference is Nitro checking the bottom door. Let's just pulled ahead by a door check. Okay, I was showing off some of the very important tech of Map Rando. Is this gravity jump. To get through Westcack Alley, you need very little. If I click that. Note showed off that you can just jump through. But you need even less runway than that, officially. And yeah, we found Ridley. Ridley shows up in criteria a lot of the time. I'm not sure why that is. Okay, so it's checking bottom door now. This could be where Nitro comes back, but this looks pretty good for Oats. Gonna get another item. Grapple beam. That doesn't go on the tracker. We're trying to save space on the tracker. Oats should not be farming with grapple beam. You do a P-shot in that situation. Okay, so this could be bad for Nitro. If the game is going to give you a major, it usually means it's required. So, we'll see if they run into a required grapple. Okay, it looks like they're gonna meet up right here. No, different elevators. That's a death. Lower North Shore elevator is probably the current worst room for like getting yourself sock locked and you can't do anything about it. Because you go down the elevator and then back up and it's pretty much enough to die. Ah! Fell in the acid. Falling in the acid there can happen at any time. It's like... It's normally a very safe room. The cosine room. But... You can just make a mistake. Especially if you don't have an E-tank. You're just gonna slowly fall in the acid. And then before you can jump out again, that's all of your health. Once again, very easy to die in Map Rando. So you tend to see more deaths in Map Rando compared to other Super Metroid categories. That's all your health gone. Better luck next time, Oats. So what do we know? Top right of ship is Brinstar Reserve, so we've done that. Bottom right of ship is Ridley. Bottom left of ship is where they got the grapple, and seems like the thing to do. Okay, that's what happened. Whoever it was continued left past this elevator into the red tower. So we're all synced up, and it's a completely synchronized race, door for door, as we approach the 5-minute mark. Okay, so Beta Peeves, you need power bombs for that item. This is enough to get Hodorobi missiles on the outside. Generally, you want to move towards the map whenever you can. This is Map Rando, so map is the most important room. The map station is going to reveal all the tiles in the region that we're in. Right now, this is the criteria region, because you can tell by the purple mini-map. Oh no! Okay, not the deadliest spikes in criteria. Making mistakes can be punishing. Oh no. Time to go for no damage. How practice is Nitro at arcade. Good. So this room in arcade, you get a point bonus if you don't get hit. If he does get hit, he dies with this amount of health. We just killed them all. Playing it safe. We saw it's reset. Nitro's is going to reset too. I saw an up door. Updoratorian is maybe the only thing to do. I like how fast they're playing. They didn't spend much time looking at that map. Okay, we're actually going down. Get that E-tank, that makes sense. So yeah, that spike hit didn't end up costing Nitro. It could have been most of a minute of a time loss. Probably more because we've had to recollect the E-tank again. But was able to make it through without getting hit through the pirate room. And I was just trailing by a little bit. I'd almost call Nitro favored in this matchup. Nitro is like the best at maps, at like not pausing. Just automatically knows everything that happens on a map in the 1 second that it flashes on screen. So as things get more complicated, Nitro's gonna get a bit of an edge in that way. Oats, former any percent world record holder, is gonna have really top tier movement, and so that's Oats' advantage. And otherwise, they're just really strong map rando players. As I said at the start, this is a new season, so we had a point reset. Last season, I think Oats was a little higher, but they were very close in points. We get a new item. New region, more stuff. Spring ball. Spring ball Of what we know, it could give you the bottom left and mid left door of Everest. Because we are playing hard logic, and that doesn't expect you to gravity jump up off of the door frame in bottom left Everest. But we still have the top and top left. Top middle, top left. Oh, did Nitro turn around? That's not good. We'll see where exactly we need Spring Ball then. We're into Meridia. So, Spring Ball is a key item in Map Rando because a nice map. It is a movement item, specifically for water rims is where you want it. Right to the map. You go straight to the map if you don't want missiles, but I think missiles are still good. So picking up the item would have been a little nicer. There's a major they can get with Spring Ball right there. Two. They might be able to get to the Mama Turtle E-Tanks. I was just going for it. I was just going for this X. X's are supers or power bombs. And yeah, Nitro, you gotta go back into Torian. So another change with Season 3 is that there are 4 additional super packs in the item pool. That is 40% more supers. But yeah, they got power bombs now. So you'll see the Spring Ball jump from Oats. The Spring Ball jump is in medium logic. But it is what makes Spring Ball such a powerful item. A powerful major to have. It just lets you do things that you can't do if you don't have it. Although technically, there's some extreme level strats that you could use to get to Charge Beam. And then right now, it's about how much time you want to spend here picking up E-Tanks. And Nitro going to the left. Just didn't blindly run into Spring Ball. But since I was talking about supers, there's a lot more, and that's so that you don't hard require charge. So you might be able to get away with not getting charge. Nice caution door just in the wall. So probably no pirates, yeah. Pirates makes more sense. Oh no, it's so scary. You don't want to fall through the floor or jump up into a pirate. Or, yeah, the plasma shot. I think Nitro is enough to get here. Get to the doors. I think Nitro is enough to cross the room. And see if Oats can get out of this situation. Oh, that's rough. Yikes. How bad is that? That means picking up the E-Tank again. At least. And then you climb up. Climb up through all of Torian. That's a bad reset. I guess we haven't saved in a while. Then Oats did go for the E-Tanks. Nitro could have gotten these E-Tanks. It's hard to judge the value of E-Tanks. Because you don't know how many heated rooms are coming up. So it's a risk not to get them. But then you can also see Oats not going for the other ones. You can Spring Ball jump, Oats. Okay. No spring ball jump, only grapple jump. Got it. Grapple jump is in expert now, I believe. That was moved recently because we went through and added a lot of 3-door grapple jumps. In-room grapple jumps don't come up too often. It's like Dragon's Room and not much else, where you like definitely need to grapple jump to make progress. But if you do it through a door, there's actually many ways you can use grapple jumps. And Everest is one of the best rooms for that, for getting that started. High jump. So the seed's a little on the slower side. Making them get these items. High jump and spring ball's enough to climb Main Street. So yeah, based on what Nitro knows. Can get power bombs, that makes sense. Oh, Brinstar. Interesting. I wonder if you are supposed to go back to Main Street with high jump or not. Oh, okay. Gravity suit. Oats knows best. Yeah, not really many saves. Down doors with caution tape are usually water rooms. Potentially always water rooms. It's only if you have wall jump turned off that it could be like Croc's room. That looks like a water map. It's not a water map. Oh no, I'm wrong this time. Looks pretty good to be in Brinstar. That's a nice place to be. But it leads into Norfair. I don't think we've seen any bosses yet. See if Nitro does the space jump escape. Yeah. So you shoot along the wall to break the block, and then you can jump out with space jump off of a wall jump. Yeah, we did see Ridley. So Ridley's kind of dictating the route through the seed. You have to go as deep as you can until you get the items that let you kill Ridley, and then you backtrack. However, pretty sure we haven't seen the Torian map yet. So we don't definitely know that that's the case. Seed always ends at Mother Brain. And in this case, you also need the animals. Do you know about the animals? Okay, Oats has a save. Nitro might be going for a save. I would suspect this is a play for a save. Doesn't want to take that same level of reset. But I don't think Oats had to do anything like that risky. I think Spring Ball was okay to get. Like in Criteria map had some risk to it, but they're ready to reset that. But the entire difference is I was going for Spring Ball, and Nitro didn't want to take that hell run. Was it a hell run? Didn't want to go that way. I don't think it's a hell run. It's just blind. Like, you don't know what's over there. So you don't want to do it. So in this situation, Nitro just has to guess. And he's gonna pick a heated room, so that's why he's taking a save. It makes sense to check past heated rooms, but you need to... You can't always expect to make it back. Especially if you think you guess wrong. There's always a chance of guessing wrong. We saw high jump over here in Bubble Mountain. Oh, it's into Norfair. See if he does worst room. So, this is worst room. This doesn't have speed, so you can't do the 80% strat. You just don't get enough jump height. And so that's why he missed his power bomb as well. It takes a fireball hit. Probably the safe way to do that room would be to kill the pirates with ammo. And then jump up with power bomb. A little more of a risky way would be to dodge the pirates and wall jump up. But it takes a little time loss. Is not in Norfair anymore. It's kind of the big takeaway. Is worst room in logic? It probably is because more high jump and gravity. More E-tanks exist out in the world that they just haven't found yet. Okay. So Nitro has gravity and is probably going back for the main street majors. And I think Odes may be doing the same. You're mostly looking for Varia. Plasma might be good enough. Plasma 20 supers isn't quite enough health for Ridley. They'd have to, or Oats would have to stop for more items. But we'll see what's up here. Ice beam. Thing is, full beam is still half the damage, half the DPS. Oh, very nice. That's gonna be go mode for Oats. And you definitely get ice. Okay, so from here, need to find the remaining bosses. I feel like Nitro's not in as bad of a spot as the time loss would put him in. Oats went deeper into Brinstar and Norfair, but didn't gain much from it. The difference is going to be this Ridley fight. Nitro doesn't have good damage, so Oats will be saving a bit more time in that way. They do have more axes to pick up, so that's going to help Nitro. This just has the wave spacer advantage, and that's quite a bit. Plus the 2 super packs. Quite a bit. Over the course of a Ridley fight. Once they get to Mother Brain, it'll like normalize out. But like Oats doesn't need any more ammo. Has a perfectly fine beam. But Charge Ice, it's a 200 fought Ridley or Mother Brain on its own. So Nitro definitely needs more ammo. And then they know about the ship being right next to Ridley, so can freely waste supers. I say go mode, but they could still be speed locked. You always worry about speed locks, whether that's on a boss or Jumped a little high there, Oats. So at some point you keep track of the speed lucky rooms. Did Nitro scout that X? Or maybe he's gonna get it on the way back. That makes sense, actually. 24 minutes in, first boss down. This is a close-looking race we have here between Oats and Goats on the right, Nitro on the left. Exclamation R. Give them a follow. Nitro V2, Oats and Goats. Very, very top tier Super Metroid randomizer players. It is a super pack. Nice. I'm your host, Aussie101. Hey everybody. Very cute spring ball jump through the shutters. They both missed it. I'm just gonna wait it out. You have both suits, so the damage isn't too much. But if you're here with no suits, he'd be dead by now. If he had Varia, then health would be very tight. Or didn't have Varia, just gravity. Be very tight. Each suit's gonna reduce damage by half. One down. So if we look at this Ridley fight, because I think it's okay for Oats to do Torian right now, but he doesn't need to because he has the 25 supers. And Nitro just doesn't know. Like, doesn't know if doing Torian causes more backtrack. You want to do Ridley without giving yourself more backtrack. But 15 supercharge ice is not very good. It's not going to be a fast fight. It's still 100 shots after supers. 100 shots is 2 minutes. Versus, it's like 10 shots, 10 seconds. So Nitro would lose a minute and a half on Ridley right now. But that doesn't mean you can run around looking for more supers. Because running around costs time too. And that's how they both came back to be so close together. Oats was running around, picked up those supers and 2 beams. Nitro is just trying to catch up this whole time. So you're going to see a bit of a gap here once again. And then plus Oats has the Brinstar information and the majors in Brinstar information. If Nitro were to go right to Brinstar as the next play, he'd be getting those majors, because still needs weapon damage for Mother Brain. But it's harder to say if he does Torian first. I doubt we see Nitro get Spring Ball. So yeah, low ice Ridley. It's 100 shots. Each missile is about 1 shot. Power bombs would be faster. It'd be worth using power bombs. You need to know how to use power bombs though, so that you don't just get hit while trying to kill Ridley. I think everyone's gonna be surprised by that caution door into the Torian pirates here. Where's the Torian map? I didn't see it at all. So when I'm doing power bombs, I don't want Ridley facing left. I need him facing the way that he is right now. That was a whiff. So power bomb has to be about the middle of the room. Yeah, it might be easier with space jump. Anyway, he's having some trouble with it. If you're missing, then just do cherry shots. I find it's a lot easier without high jump on. Looks like we're getting an ice clip. No, doesn't want X-ray. The funny thing about Edikun B-Tom ice clip is it could always just have a door that connects to the upper door, the other side of the wall, but you can't know. If you check, then you have to get another B-Tom. Shouldn't be too much longer on this Ridley. Gonna use the 15 supers at the end as soon as he turns red. That's enough to kill a red Ridley. And you save it for the end because it's easier to count and because that's when Ridley gets wild. And you don't wanna... You have to dodge less if you only fight Ridley when he's in the calm state. There we go. So 15 supers. Every missed super, though, is like 6 more shots. 7 more shots. So you really don't want to miss supers. Alright. Phantoon! Spotted. Going from boss fight to boss fight. Okay, so Phantoon. Phantoon's always going to be right next to the powered off map. Not a one round. Only have 10 max missiles in this category. Easy 2 round though. I'm just trying to think of anyone else who's in the lobby who could do a 1 round Phantoon. I think Oates might be the only one. Eddie could pretend, but I don't think he knows how. He's not a Rando main tech. Nature gonna take this save. So Sandpit has a major, and that one's X-ray. It's possible Nitro goes for that. I think we're gonna see Nitro get the Torian map, which is gonna be Phantoon. And then he still really needs beams and X's. I'll go with Brinstar instead. Well, maybe not. Since we saw Phantoon there, we know that Torian map is the correct choice. So that's gonna be bad for Nitro. Oates getting this major, very surprising. I think this is a play for speed. I'm worried. But that is Plasma. I would call Plasma a time loss here. That's why I think it was a play for speed. Because speed is the only thing that you could still need. You just don't know yet. But he had enough supers to not need Plasma at all. Nitro would take plasma. That'd be great for Nitro. Didn't say he's gonna get Spazer and Wave. And what's another one? Then after Spazer Wave, Nitro's done checking for majors. Yeah. The only problem is it would have been better to get these two first before the Ridley fight. Especially if it leads you into getting to Phantoon faster. Nitro's new biggest problem is not having the Phantoon kill. So he's gonna have to backtrack through all this. Let's see, how many maps are left? I don't think we've seen Wreck Ship. So that might be it. Let's get an X-ray for the memes. For the Batoon fight that we're gonna run into, I guess. I can't even track the button, so it's not for a full tracker. Maybe for his own personal tracker. Which you can find on twitch.tv/oatsandgoats. The runners keep their own trackers going for viewers who want to watch them personally. 23 racers in this race. So lots of folk here. You can watch for different perspectives, different routes that people are taking through the seed. We saw in this one that there were multiple different points where you could turn around. Go back for Varia. Oates did it after going a bit into North Pair. Nitro did it as soon as he had Gravity Suit. Maybe Eddie gets Varia after High Jump. So there's different ways to play the seed. So lots of different perspectives on what could happen. And we're also capturing their timers. That's how SpeedGaming works. We capture their game feed and their timer. But we gotta do our own tracking. If you'd like to volunteer with tracking, just Mother Brain, Workshop, Crade. Ah, it's a punish. You can join the SpeedGaming Discord. I think that one gets posted a bunch in SpeedGaming chat. But helping with Map Rando, that's mostly done through the Map Rando Discord. You can get a link to that from the maprando.com site. That's where all the seeds are generated. Maprando.com. If you ever hear anyone talking about dev.maprando.com, that's just the dev build. Sometimes runners are playing seeds off of that to get the latest features faster. So don't be scared off by the dev site. Okay. So we saw all the bosses. A nice map. Instant map. I haven't noticed animals. They're gonna be in Bomb Teresa's room. Nitro playing for Phantoon. This is not Phantoon. Unfortunate. You take the super refill anyway, though. Map Rando changes the missile refill station to give you supers and power bombs as well. Yeah. And then the knowledge check of Phantoon has to be behind a blue door. I don't see animals. So we must already know where they are before this. BT's room is going to be it's going to have an item. It's going to be one square. It has an item, and it has a gray door on the left. So that's what everyone looks for in Save the Animals. Looking very closely at Oates' screen. But he wasn't really moving it around much, so there wasn't a whole lot to see. Okay. So there was a save right after Wave Spazer, and it would have been really convenient if Nitro could reset to that. I guess he didn't take that save. Huh. Maybe confused by the map a bit. Trying to get up to Kraid. But Nitro still needs to get to Torian for Phantoon. And Oates doesn't have to go into Wreck Chip at all, because he has full boss knowledge. So Oates is kind of significantly ahead. Supers. I didn't track beams. Oh yeah, looked at them, picked them up. Yeah, just the seed. There were like 3 unfortunate instances of mostly RNG that hit Nitro. And it's gonna come out to not that close of a finish. So the first one was the death in I think it's called the Pillar Setup Room. The gold pillars, they're gold pirates in Lorne Warfare Room. That was off of Everest. So that set Nitro back from the start. And after that, having to do the Ridley fight with bad weapons. You can call that being unlucky. So lost another minute and a half to Ridley. And now this one's rather bad. Not getting Phantoon. So has to cross most of the world to get the Phantoon kill. And not knowing about Phantoon turned into an extra region clear as well. So even more punish. If you'd like to volunteer to help us out with SpeedGaming channels, let us know. Google.com/PWE7NZGO5ZNUZOOT2. Don't forget it. All the SpeedGaming content is put together by volunteers. The racers volunteer to be here. Commentary volunteers to talk about the races so we can have a restream. Those are the 2 keys. You don't even need the talker really, but we do need a tracker for these. So I'm doing tracking too. Tracking is not hard in Super Metroid. You just press the button every 5 minutes. All that's required for tracking is knowing the names of the items and what it looks like when they pick them up. Then other than runners, talkers, and trackers, there is the setup crew. That's mostly done by just wandering volunteers who pop in, take 5 to 10 minutes to crop everyone's feed, check audio. And that you don't really need to know too much about the game, but it helps a lot to know the format of the race. Like if there is a tracker, if you're capturing a tracker versus capturing a webcam. Bingo is really complicated for some reason. There's a mentor tournament going on with Prime. And that's actually confusing to do setup for. Because it has the mentors on the layout, but you don't actually capture anything from them. Okay. I missed where the animals were. Oats knows. Your ship, huh? We didn't walk into BT's room. 2 minutes 30. Almost all of that is just the time to get to the ship, I think. Rolling under the shop blocks that no one knows about. Nice. Oh, we're getting a reverse Splatoon fight. So if you don't know, you can do the Splatoon fight backwards. The easy way is with charge and wave. There's a very obscure way with charge standing on a specific pixel that lets you just shoot through walls. And then the hardest way is to wait for a specific pattern where Splatoon sticks his head through the wall for a pixel. But we don't get to see reverse Splatoon that often, so I want to point it out. Oats is cruising. Already Notorian. Unfortunately, fell. Nice ledge cut. Fell right down the big pit. Oh, to a reverse gate. Can we do that in map rando? Because the hyper beam, it counts as a super missile type weapon. The idea being you don't have any ammo right now, so hyper breaks, power bomb, and super blocks. And that means you can shoot through super gates on the wrong side. I'm just gonna appreciate Oats' movement here. The escape. The escape really is a big movement test. Oh, where's your ship? No ship, Oats. Got one more job. Yeah, here they are. Just right over Ridley. So not very out of the way. But this is like the only way to show off what happens if you don't save the animals. So the ship is just not there unless you save them. That is what we're playing on. And come back, ship. Mark done. 47-13. Very fast time. First place on the restream. Nitro, not a weak opponent at all, but Oats playing with a much stronger route. And Oats also wins overall in the lobby. So out of all 23, Oats and Goats #1. No snipes, no bronze medals. GG. So I don't know what there is to complain about in Oats' route. I'm gonna ask why he didn't take high jump up to Varia. That's kind of it. Yeah. You never know if you're gonna get sniped unless you're watching another stream. The runners aren't gonna be doing that, and chat is discouraged from watching other runners. So we'll see if he wants to talk about it. I think taking high jump to Main Street is the only thing I'd think about doing differently. And maybe turning around at Norfair after the beams would be it. I guess we'll see what he thinks about that. It's in Nitro's position. Or Nitro's decisions. Like, I don't know that I disagree with any of the decisions. You can't know if Brinstar or Torian is better to do right now. You see just how bad the Torian map is. Looking for animals. Oh no. Nature's pause timer. It's going up. Pride as a racer. Oh yeah. I didn't like that Oats got plasma, but I'm pretty sure that was a check for speed. Oats did blind spring ball, but that didn't seem to actually matter. It turned into charge, but then charge wasn't useful like before you ran into gravity, so that didn't matter. Spring ball didn't lead to high jump or gravity suit. Those did make the play to get the 2 E-takes in Mama Turtle earlier, and that helped. And yeah, if Oats had continued into Norfair, it would have just been extending the amount he needed to backtrack. However deep he went, whether it was the Norfair map or the wreck ship map, like if you could do that without Varia, then he's going to reset back to where he died anyway. Looks like we will be talking to Oats and Goats here momentarily. So we can actually see that everyone else is still running. We did it. We got a good representation of Oats on the restream. We'll be happy with that. He's done this before. I don't need to tell him to move up. We did it. Oh, actually, yeah, we have a second place finish. Biffy Thomas. It's actually this much time passed before second place. And I think that would be off of missing Phantoon. That's my analysis. Everyone here missed Phantoon. Or I don't know what else happened. What else could have happened? Nitro, into the mother brain fight. That looks like 28 supers. So, 4 shots. Supers do double damage. In map Rando. So it's going to be a really fast fight. Normally this beam would do the same as supers. Like 300 damage for supers, 300 for this beam. But against enemies that are weak to supers, they're going to be doing double. The difference is that you shoot missiles faster than you do charge shots. Save the animals! I didn't point it out the first time. But there is save the animal text on the escape instead of escape immediately. So that's a fantastic reminder that you need to save the animals. But in the case of this seed, even if you forgot, you're going to run into the ship, you're going to look for the animals, and they're going to be right there. Okay. So I guess now we judge Nitro's execution in the escape. You get all the items, so they have speed and spring ball. And again, hyper breaks power bomb blocks. I wasn't paying much attention to the route, but is this the same? Green Hills is really hard. I don't know how to do Green Hills. I need to, like, figure it out. I feel like I lose a lot of time in Green Hills. You gotta do the forward slinky. Before there was reverse slinky, there was forward slinky. A little shy on the jump height. Oh, very nice. The Cradenmouth Super Room, the Super Wall. It's actually a pretty fun room to go through. Because there's strats where you just try not to lose your momentum by breaking the wall and then jumping through. It's like when Nitro did. So once again, items over here. The animal room is actually really laggy. So it's a bit annoying to do it optimally. Nitro just finishing up here, gonna be stepping onto the ship. There it is, GG. The 5751 it looks like. That is 7th place. And just now I've been joined by Oats and Goats.
Hello.
GG,
Wasn't
that
sure
is
if,
a... Yeah?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted to interview or not, so I just hopped in, but...
Always. We always take interviews.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, that was a very fortuitous randomizer.
Yeah. I guess when did you expect someone to get second place? Time just kept passing and
For
you were
what's
still
that?
way ahead. I'm just saying congrats on winning by like 6 minutes over everyone else.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, that was kind of wild. I'm not sure what most players did, but I know I'm not the only one that blinded Gravity.
Right.
I think Spiffy had a similar route. But then other than that, I'm not sure how other players played this, because I think there's a potential that if you go up to Norfair, and I don't know if Nitro did this, that you kind of get into a bad spot with wrecked ship, even though it's probably best to save wrecked ship for later. But yeah, I guess we'll see if Nitro gets in here.
Yeah, we can talk to Nitro about his route if he decides to join us. But looking at the time differences, I could see a couple of different paths that would take you to Norfair and up to wrecked ship. And you'd just have to backtrack out of all that and lose that time. Like how you tried to go to Norfair before being sent back.
Yeah, so I was thinking if I didn't die, what would I have done? In hindsight, I think because I had the save down in Brinstar, I think I would have still pivoted, because since wrecked ship is right there, I mean, it's kind of a tough call, because since the wrecked ship is so close to Mother Brain and Kraid, I already know where Dragon and Ridley are, right? So I would probably save wrecked ship for later, and then still just use the save, just warp back to Brinstar with that save. But yeah, I can see how it could go bad. But other than that, like I think I just played fairly clean this time. So I mean, maybe by the looks of it, I might have even beat Nitro's godlike map peak times. I don't know though. It's really hard to beat Nitro on that.
So
Do 12 on
GG's.
map.
You might have beat me on map time. It's possible. This was so first of all, GG's, good run. But I won't complain too much. But yeah, it was just pretty much disaster all around from start to finish. There was a
So what
lot
happened? I'm
of.
curious to know the route, because I know like
So
Spiffy took a similar route as me, but yeah.
yeah, so the biggest problem is I think it's Torian. Whatever, like wherever Phantoon was, if you leave Phantoon behind, it's like really, really bad if you go all the way to the top of the world. Because that map is so far away and it's Phantoon. And yeah, so because the map was so far, I just decided to keep going into Brinstar, then into Norfair, and then, you know, all the way up. And wrecked ship is up there as well, and none of it's Phantoon, and so you have to go all the way back, and then after all that, take the terrible route to that Phantoon map.
Yeah, so I was actually curious, because I died in worst room of the game, so I used the Brinstar save as like a pivot point, and then I was going to go back to. So did you first of all, did you go in blind Gravity, and then you played?
Yeah.
You got the map, then you went up to Norfair.
Yeah. But I did blind grab. That was like one of the. If I didn't blind grab, it would have been so much worse. That it was actually pretty huge to get that for me, because it was about to be a really bad situation. Like I would have taken high jump and like UWJ Main Street and done all that. It would have been really slow. So getting grab was huge. So I made a couple mistakes. So first of all, my early game was like kind of bad. I took a pretty bad death, like 2 deaths, I think actually. Like I had to do the early game over a couple times, which cost. I don't know how much time it cost, but probably a few minutes. But then, so I did get Grav. I went up, got all those majors, and killed Dre. Then at that point, I went and killed Ridley at that point, which was a mistake. I don't know if you put it off. Putting it off should be the correct play though. But because I felt so far behind, I wanted to go. So that like facilitated the reason I skipped the Torian map, is because I was like, I feel so far behind, so I'm just going to assume it's not Phantoon here, and I'm going to kill Ridley now, so that everything will be at the top. But then it didn't work out.
Yeah, I can.
So it's
I can
had
see.
much better equipment for Ridley. So it didn't make sense to kill Ridley when he got found Varia.
Yeah, so the way I did it was, so you go into Bryn, you get Gravity, you go up, you grab those items, you go up to Norfair. I just peeked, I saved, I was just seeing if the map was close. I did try to push up and grab the map, but like I said, I died in worst room of the game. So then I went back to Bryn, and then I think I just immediately went back to, I went back to Meridia, grabbed the items, killed Dragon, then back to Criteria, and then I played Torian.
Right. Okay, I see. So that's the big difference. So you got Grav and then kept going in Brinstar,
Yeah.
which makes perfect sense. And yeah, you get a lot better equipment than if you do that. Yeah, you get the
Yeah.
save there. Yeah, that all makes sense. That's really good. For
So
me,
this-
so I got Grav, and then like I immediately turned around to get the majors in Main Street, and
I did consider
that.
that, yeah. It's kind of tough because there's two items. You know you can go kill Dragon, so you can take care of an objective, and then you get so you get two items. You do the objective, and then you might be able to kill Ridley. But what I wanted to do was I wasn't sure if Norfair was like the top of the map and there was nothing else, top of the world or whatever. So I wanted to see if the map was close, and then just like finish off Norfair potentially if that was Phantoon. And since the map was so far away in Torian, I thought maybe there's a chance that Mother Brain is somewhere in between there.
Right.
But I mean the death luckily just put me back because I might have been tempted to go to Wrecked Ship if I didn't die in worst room of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
Wreck Ship
but
is
yeah, I mean-
actually it's actually a nothing area. I'm only in there for like 20 seconds. It's a map right away kind of thing. Though getting to it, you have to go all the way up Big Pink, so it is a little more time there
Yeah.
and all that.
Okay, yeah.
But,
It was
yeah.
overall pretty good though. I think you still beat me for map time. I think I had a 2:34, so
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
good for me.
unfortunately, oh yeah, and on the my map time was a lot worse than it should have been. I actually missed the animals, so I had to do like a 15-second check every map at the end.
And
Which
you
is
still had a better time than me. So
yeah.
it's yeah.
No, you did good though. 2 minutes is really good, even on a fast feed.
Well, thank you.
I am sad that the animals didn't do anything this seed though, because they're just right there. Pretty sad.
Yeah, that was kind of lucky, but also
Mm.
not too fun, I guess. But yeah, GG's.
Yep, GG's. My points are in shambles. It's over. I'm like minus
It's okay.
800.
It's just
Oh.
charity work here. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome, of course.
It's only my third race, so it's gonna be or fourth, so it's gonna be big money here.
Yeah, hopefully I don't know. I might actually lose like 800. We'll see. There's a lot of. Hopefully I can stay above 3K at least. It shouldn't be that bad. Hopefully.
Yeah. Wait, this is only your second race, isn't it?
Third race.
Oh, third. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's
All right.
the fun of new season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out. Thanks, Aussie, very much for hosting this. Appreciate it. And GG's Nitro.
Yep. GG's.
Bye.
Yep, GG's to both of you. Thanks for being on and putting on a great display of skill. Randomizer know-how. We are gonna be done with this race. This has been the Super Metroid Map Rando Community Weekly Race every Wednesday and Saturday. So we're done here. The next one's Saturday. I don't know what else is on the SpeedGaming channel, so I'm just gonna close it down. Thanks everyone for being here, and I know watching this race together with me. We all do it for everyone's enjoyment. With that, yeah, we'll just see you next mission. So long.